So here's this apple tree that we're going to be grafting today. It was planted about 30 years ago. It's been neglected quite a bit. And in the last year, I've been giving it lots of chicken manure, so it's growing real quick and real healthy. So this is the perfect time to put some grafts on it. We're just in spring, just before bud break, and I'm excited to chuck these scions on and see how far they get this year. This tree has really suffered, so I'm really happy to do this and bring it up to the next level. Here we got another look at this thing. You can see the trunk on the right is the original graft, and the trunk on the left is just kind of like a original rootstock coming out of there. So it's growing obviously a lot faster, and it's time to put some scions on so we can slow it down and hopefully improve the fruit quality as well. So first things first, I'm going to take our paper towel, which has a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, 70% on it, and we're going to clean our clippers. You want to make sure that they're as sterile as possible whenever you do this process, because you don't want to contaminate it with any pathogens or anything like that, other diseases from your other plants you've been trimming. So go ahead and give those a clean, and then what you're going to do is you're going to grab your grafting knife. I'm just going to be using a little X-Acto blade today. I kind of like using these sometimes because they're really sharp, kind of disposable, and you got good control, but they can be a little dangerous, so do be careful if you're just going to be handling this sharp little blade. So here we are with the rootstock, and we're going to slide this scion down until we can feel that the diameter is about the same, so figure it out. Probably right about there. You can look at where the buds are going to come out, and you want to pick a clean section. So I like to cut just below one of the buds that's going to pop out. I can see that's going to be a nice fit right there. So all we got to do after this is use our knife. Fresh clean knife, I've already sterilized it. We're going to cut right down here. We're going to fit it in so that this scion fits perfectly right into there. So something I recommend, especially while you're beginning your grafting journey, is wear some gloves, because you're going to be holding this rootstock right here and using this very sharp blade. So I like to wear something just in case I make a little mistake, and just kind of protects me from any injuries. So just going to cut into this. We're going to cut right in the center, and I like to just get it going with this just real gentle rocking back and forth. You're going to get a nice clean cut going down. You want to cut just as deep as you've made your little whittled triangle. So here we can see it's not quite there. We need to go a little bit deeper. Just going to grab a hold of this rootstock and very gently wiggle the knife back and forth, making sure to not get too into it because we don't want to cut our hand. So here we go. Got that nice and clean cut. We're just going to make sure, do a little test fit. You're going to see if this is the right size, and it looks beautiful there. It's going to be a nice graft. We're excited to sample this type of apple. This tree, especially on this rootstock that's been growing, not the old graft that kind of is laggardly over there, it's not very tasty. We didn't get many apples last year. So here we go. You can see we got a nice fit. That's going to work great. And we're just going to go ahead and buddy tape it up now. So here we go. We got our buddy tape. We got our graft inserted. It's gone all the way. We leave just a little bit at the top called the window. You just use that to line up the cabia, make sure you got a nice fit. This is looking really clean, so we're just going to go ahead and start wrapping that right there. And we're going to go all the way down, then all the way back up, just to make sure we can really keep that clean. And using this tape, it's going to keep the weather out, the humidity, and it's also going to keep the humidity in the scion itself. So there we go. We got a nice buddy tape wrap there. So some people leave it as is, but I go ahead, put a little bit of plant tape on there, and I also put the name of the scion on it. So here we got a Regent, and I just use this tape just to really lock that scion on there, and kind of helps to identify it later. So I like to tie some knots going from the bottom up. So we just tighten that one on, come on up, do the next one, and you just keep going up as you go and making it nice and tight. So there we have it. That's our first scion on the tree. We're going to continue grafting to make it a cocktail. And there you have it. That is a beautiful cocktail apple tree. Super pleased with how it turned out. Can't wait for these buds to open up, and we will be looking at this thing coming into the next couple months. Hopefully we're going to see all these scions push right through. We're going to end up with a beautiful cocktail apple tree with all these different types, and it's going to be great.